Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with another in our series of prequels and sequels. And this is in response to a question one of you asked, which I thought was a very interesting question. And it's not an easy one to ask, but I do have some suggestions along the way. The question was, to what extent was Haydn influenced by CPE Bach? Now, this has created no end of musicological speculation. It really has, because, Haydn was the next generation up from CPE Bach. There was about a 20 or 30 year difference between them. Let me see. Haydn was born in 1730 something, and CPE Bach was born in like around 1700 something, 1700 something, and so they didn't meet. They never met, but Haydn claimed that he had been a student of CPE Bach, not personally, but that he studied CPE Bach's music, and that anybody who knows him knows that he studied CPE Bach and admired him and respected him and knew what he was about. And CPE Bach apparently admired Haydn and had complimentary things to say about Haydn's music as well, which was quite unusual because Haydn was not popular in North Germany. The North Germans were very serious, and they regarded Haydn's music and the Viennese classics generally as frivolous and, not worthy of the opprobrium. Opprobrium is they don't like it. And approbation, there we go. There's approbation when you like it, and opprobrium when you don't, right? Something like that. Anyway, so they were not thrilled with Haydn, but C.P. Bach thought he was wonderful, and musically, people have been trying very, very hard to figure out how much CPE Bach Haydn actually knew. He owned some of CPE Bach's music in his library. There were scores there, but that can't even begin to describe, what he actually knew or had the opportunity to experience. One of the problems with researching this is that no matter what research is done, unless there's some unbelievable smoking gun, which doesn't seem to exist, it's all going to be just speculation. No matter how hard or long or difficult or researchy they get, we'll never really know what Haydn knew of CPE Bach's work and what CPE knew of Haydn's work. We just can't know unless you are sitting there tailing them day by day and paying attention to what they saw, listened to, heard, who knows? So it's speculation, but it's fun speculation. And I want to share with you one of my own particular speculative things. So we know Haydn said that he admired and learned a lot from C.P.E. Bach. We know that C.P.E. Bach said he admired some music of Haydn. Just what? We have no idea. But there may be a little musical, a little speculative musical smoking gun. Let's call it that, shall we? And that comes in the form of a C.P.E. Bach sonata composed in 1739. It's Wotken 65, number 11. That's WQ 65, number 11. It's in G minor. And I'm going to play you a bit of it. It's really rather interesting. So here, wait a minute. I have this giant CPE Bach cube featuring the marvelous Anna Maria Markovina playing the complete CPE Bach keyboard music on Haenssler. And here is the piano sonata in G minor, WQ 65, number 11, first movement. lovely work, isn't it? That look. Well, is it shiny? There we go. I can do it this way. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, it's okay. You get the point. It's a lovely work. And it's really kind of quirky, as C.P. Bach's music tends to be. But 1739 is an early date. And, and you realize that J.S. was like still around and putting together the B minor Mass and the Art of Fugue and wasn't going to die for another 11 years. And his son was writing that. But here's the cool thing about it. Toward the end of his career, the 1790s, for London, Haydn wrote a bunch of string quartets, including the Opus 74 string quartets. There are 3 of them, and the last of them is also in G minor. It's called the Rider Quartet, possibly because of the rhythmically, sort of galloping finale. And that finale bears a striking resemblance to the Sonata of CPE Bach. Now, normally, I wouldn't care. I really wouldn't care. I mean, who cares, right? I mean, it's the difference is 50 years, 60 years, and we don't have any evidence that Haydn heard that sonata or knew it. We don't have any evidence that he didn't. We just don't know. We have no evidence. But here's the thing. They're both in the same key, which itself means practically nothing, but that first theme is so quirky from C.P.E. Bach. And when quirky things are borrowed by other composers to make their own quirky things, then the relationship of quirkedness or quirkosity or whatever you want to call it seems suddenly somehow to become more plausible. I mean, it seems maybe, who knows, if Haydn had heard this, maybe something got stuck in his memory. Anyway, let me play you the finale of the Rider Quartet, which is Opus 74, number 3 in G minor, a bit of it with the Aron Quartet on the Tacet label, and you will hear, in fact, let's do it this way. Let's listen to the CPE Bach one more time, and then I'm going to play you the Haydn right away, so that you can hear them in close proximity without me erasing your memory by blabbing endlessly about it. So here again is the CPE Bach. And now here is the Haydn. Did you hear that? Did that sound like what I heard? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I happen to think that the resemblance in that opening subject is so similar that it's really striking. It really gets me. Now, that doesn't mean that Haydn stole anything or that Haydn learned how to write quartets or that, I mean, we don't know what Haydn would have learned from CPE Bach, but that there was a relationship between the two, either direct because Haydn knew the CPE Bach, or simply a shared sympathy in the way that they thought about and wrote music, which highlighted some of these very quirky and ear-catching and distinctive ideas. In that sense, I think there can be very little question. And I may come back to talk about this in some other works as well, but that comparison just blew my mind when I first heard it. It really struck me. And I hope it strikes you. I hope it strikes you as well. I really hope that you hear that resemblance and just think about how intriguing it is that perhaps the two of them, Haydn really did have a more direct experience of CPE Bach's music and reflected it in his own in a way that, might be quantifiable someday. Who knows? Who knows? It's just a suggestion, just a speculation, but an interesting gloss on two fabulous composers and two of their quirkiest and most interesting pieces. And that's saying a lot for me. So keep on listening, friends. Thank you for joining me. Take care.